Welcome to The Guide at Fish North Georgia. Brought to you by these fine sponsors. Spro, working with America's best anglers to design the world's finest fishing tackle. Nichols Lures, handcrafted to perfection. Georgia Blade, makers of premium fishing lures for over 3 decades and home to the Georgia Jig. Crypto Bass, tournament grade, Georgia made. And be sure to visit fishnorthgeorgia.com. Now here's Sammy Benitez.
Hey guys, Sammy Benitez here with Fish North Georgia the Guide. So this weekend I hit up Lake Lanier with a friend. We launched from the southern side closer to the dam around 7:30, 8 in the morning, and we fished up until about 1:30. So the water temperature was 84 degrees first thing in the morning, and they crept up to about 85.5 by the time we left. That goes the same for when we went into the creek channels looking for some largemouth. Water temps were about the same, which was kind of surprising. The water was a little dirtier there for sure. Water clarity was really good. I mean, it's Lake Lanier towards the dam. You can see a pretty good distance, 10 feet, give or take, you know. So we started off the day with the mindset that it was gonna be overcast and a chance of rain, 40% chance of rain, and that did not end up being the conditions as forecasted. So right around maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock, the sun was out. There was a little bit of scattered cloud cover, but not a lot. There was some wind, pretty much no rain. We saw 0 rain the whole time we were out there, which kind of threw us off. We were really hoping for that overcast condition. But right off the bat, we launched. We were going to a one specific spot that was already being fished. So we hit a different main lake point. And there was some schooling fish we found there. You can see them blowing up sporadically, so they were kind of schooling. And so if you watch any reports here or anywhere else on Lake Lanier, Jim Farmer, Justin Butler, Dana Smith, those are 3 people that I looked for information for before I went out. So there was about 5 baits I was planning to throw all day. A chug bug style thing, a drop shot, a spy bait, what else? Oh, shaky head, and a fluke. So as you can see, I'm gonna go through each of these rods and just kind of what we were throwing, what worked, what didn't. But early in the morning, still overcast, I was throwing this kind of spook chug bug style bait, and I think 3rd cast in, I hooked up with a fish. And so we were actively pursuing these schooling fish busting on the surface. So as soon as we saw them, we were casting, and that's how I caught that one fish in particular. I kept throwing it around when they weren't schooling, but it never really called anything up. And again, we were fishing just open water, main lake point. I think there was a brush pile where we were.
Is there anyone calling them?
I don't see any. Oh, chubby guy, come on. All right. This guy's probably sub a pound. He's got a big belly though.
We'll call it a pound.
Peace. So that was that. And sad to say, that was the only fish I caught at 8:30, 3rd cast in. The other thing that worked, my friend was throwing a drop shot with, I think, this same exact bait. This is a Dream Shot by Strike King on a drop shot setup, and he hooked up with a spotted bass there as well. Hooked up on a drop shot.
Yep. That's bad. Oh, just a little 1 pounder.
As well as actually a pretty nice yellow belly brim, which was surprising.
Oh, I got a tiny one. Thought I missed them, but then I realized it's just that tiny. Be prepared to be impressed.
I'm waiting for it.
It's a bluegill.
Oh, that's a big yellow belly.
Yeah. Kind of swallowed it. Yeah, he went for it.
But that was all the fish we caught in the 6 hours we were out on the water. So I told you a couple things. Jim Farmer, Dana Smith, and Justin Butler, they often refer to the drop shot, the spy bait. So I just happen to have one in my tackle box. I never throw this thing. I never knew what to do with it. But after watching some of their reports, I started throwing this. I nailed some brush piles a few times. Luckily I got it out, but I was never able to hook up with those fish. The other thing was a fluke. So I was throwing this, a weightless fluke. When I saw them schooling, I was throwing this out there and twitching it, jerking it. I was even letting this sink weightless to the bottom, which took a while. We were fishing 25 foot of water more or less. And then I was jerking it from there, and still nothing with the fluke. The shaky head, throwing it on rocky points. The only worm I had at the time was this crypto Junebug color. I wish I would have had a green pumpkin. I do, I just forgot to bring it with me. So I kind of didn't throw this as much. Your square bills and crankbaits, I tried several of them, an XD6, an XD5, and a square bill. No luck with any of those when they were schooling, over humps, points, near brush piles, rocks. Nothing worked for me in that respect, that regard. I also tried this Megabass Dark Sleeper. It's pretty cool. It's like a paddle tail. It's almost slightly weedless. It's got this dorsal fin acting as a weed guard, and it acts kind of like a jig. It's got a weight there, so you can crawl it on the bottom, you can bounce it. So I did all of the above, and I didn't hook up with any spots. So last thing that I started to try, just because we had 30 minutes left and we had such bad luck on Lanier, is more of a non-traditional bait for summertime. This is a Megabass 110 plus 2, and so I just thought, since they're kind of targeting dying bait fish, fluke style baits, why not try a hard jerk bait? And to my surprise, when we were leaving, I was just starting to try really long pauses here, and so we called it a day. So I just started reeling it in, and when it came to the boat, there was a huge spot following it right behind it. I wish I would have played with that a little bit more to see if it was a viable option. Usually you throw that in cold water, but kind of the same on the total end of the spectrum is warm water, dying bait fish. Jerk bait kind of imitates that same cold water, dying bait fish activity. Thought I'd give it a try. But like I said, we got 2 spotted bass in the boat for the whole day, and they both came early in the morning when there was a lot of cloud cover. Almost every time cloud cover came over us, we would see the schooling bait fish and spotted bass come to the surface. As soon as that cloud was gone, they kind of disappeared, which is kind of expected. We did fish brush piles and such, and we saw a lot of bait fish and a lot of active fish and just couldn't connect with them. On hindsight, I don't really know what I would have done differently besides maybe try a different part of the lake. Like I mentioned, we were closer to the south side, the dam side, so take that for what it's worth. So don't be discouraged if you're out there. I mean, this is a tough time of the year, and even some of the greats have said that it's definitely slowed down for them as well. Early in the morning and later in the evening seem to be key. A lot of us weekend warriors don't get to choose all the times we get out there, so we were able to get on that early morning bite, but after that it totally died off for us. So I hope this helps you on your next trip to Lake Lanier. Make sure you check out some of the other anglers, some of their reports on Lake Lanier and all the other lakes. And thanks for tuning in, guys. We will catch you on the next one. Peace.
Thanks for watching The Guide here at Fish North Georgia. Our mission is to build a community of anglers to give you the best and latest information to make your day on the water more successful. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, click the bell so you'll be notified of any future content. Make sure you check us out at fishnorthgeorgia.com, where we carry a large variety of bait manufacturers from here in the North Georgia area. So we appreciate you being part of our community, and we'll see you soon.